Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. In this video, I'll explain a few key ideas, because everyone wants to know what will happen to XRP's price. The price of XRP jumped to approximately 90 cents a week ago, when the good news that it is not a security was released, and is now hovering around 73 cents. There's no way that the future will unravel in a negative way. Is it? Alternatively, will it be rising? A well-known, top-tier analyst has recently predicted that Bitcoin may have reached a local bottom and that, quote, the spring is loaded. Because even if, like me, XRP is your largest holding or favorite cryptocurrency, and for many of you listening out there, that might be the case, we still need to be very conscious of what's happening in the rest of the world. I feel it's important to emphasize this point. What is occurring in the stock market, as crypto markets tend to follow the example set by Bitcoin? These are the sorts of things I'd want to discuss. Because, as you already know by now, even the blockchain supporter is discussing how, if you look at various metrics relevant to XRP, in recent days. In particular, everything appears to be ready to go, which is not something you typically hear from the blockchain Becker. Since he is a practical man. He doesn't say things for the sake of getting a lot of attention. Surely he doesn't only think it in order to say it. The fact that Bitcoins aren't now on a run was one item he mentioned was lacking. However, there are indicators that Bitcoin's consolidation period may be ending, and the cryptocurrency may soon begin a rise. Let's take that into account alongside the current state of the stock market, as they are both significant variables. And now that XRP has that legal clarity, it can do anything it wants, so long as equities are doing what they need to do, steel stocks are rising, Bitcoin is in the lead, and other cryptocurrencies are dropping in line with XRP and XRP. When you're on shackles for a stretch like that, the experience will be very different from what it was in 2021. And XRP in 2021, that's what I'm guessing. It was exciting to watch the price rise to $2. But that's really not much at all. Therefore, I anticipate an all-time high to soon be reached. I just don't put on airs about knowing exactly when, since that's where my clarity comes in, on the subject of direction. There is no shortage of proof that XRP is, and has been for the past decade, progressing in the right direction. Moreover, consider that crypto has been around since 2009. We can anticipate future shifts in that direction because it is here to stay. In other words, Bitcoin and XRP's long-term survival is questionable until there is a real turnaround, which there are currently no signs of. Then it's only a matter of time if things continue as they are, right? But before we go any further, let me make it perfectly clear that I am not a financial expert and am not giving any sort of financial advice. And remember, you should never use anything I say as a reason to buy or sell something. I'm just a fan who occasionally posts videos to YouTube regarding crypto-related subjects for kicks. I'd also like to stress the rapid pace of the crypto industry and XRP in particular. Here's a tweet from @XRP Darren with a look at the value of XRP in US dollars going all the way back to 2013. And he only wrote prior to XRP's meteoric rise from a few cents to $3.30. It dropped by 53%. After a few days, it came rushing in and kept going. That, my friend, is the honest truth. That is an undeniable fact. So, once more, this is only for those who believe the current trajectory in terms of price, whether up or down, will elicit emotional responses from the masses, specifically retail speculators, and who will ultimately base consequential financial decisions on that trajectory. You should know that this is what the retail equivalent of a herd of lemmings does. Yes, in fact, they do behave in this manner. And after that, I won't advise any of you to buy or sell anything. To be clear, I'm not giving out money tips. I, am not a trained economist. I'm just your average Joe. However, that's the end of it. You see, what fascinates me most about crypto is that it was created and is used by everyday folks like you and me. The possibility of acquiring substantial money is an inspiring aspect of this situation. You can tell it's just a bunch of people in their mom's basement making YouTube videos while eating ham and cheese hot pockets because there are too many fake gurus in the world of crypto, and I was disgusted by so much of it before I even started my channel. Like, seriously, you don't have to be a wizard to start a YouTube channel and talk about how awesome it is. You can fit right in with society. That's the encouraging takeaway. What I'm getting at, right? Together, we will succeed. And of course, there's a great deal of danger in doing so, as every one of us is our own worst enemy when it comes to investing and letting our emotions guide our money-related decisions. You're probably going to have a terrible day. But here is your chance. I'm sending this out to remind you that long stretches like this are not unprecedented. XRP seems to drift endlessly in a horizontal plane until, inevitably, it stops. If you're telling yourself things like, oh, it's just that you feel like it's never going to end, I just good luck, or some variation thereof in response to overwhelming feelings, then good luck indeed. You'll need it since you'll be fighting against yourself. As a result, I focus only on the big picture while making decisions. Since 2009, XRP has been one of the most widely used cryptocurrencies. I consider the overall increasing trend, which has persisted despite severe setbacks. And I'm simply gonna sit back and wait for everyone else to do the mosh pit and go crazy before I join in. And now I'm going to relax, take my time, and do absolutely nothing after making my purchase. It's simple and not very attractive, but dang it, it works. The stock market is no different. The people who don't do anything and just hold on to me, and the generous ones, who don't touch that for a decade or 2 or 3, are the ones who make the damn money, so conceptually why I'm just gonna behave like that. I mean, there can be small adjustments over time, but I'm talking in terms of not using your emotions. Credible Crypto published the following tweet with his 343,000 followers. It was written by a chart analyst. Here at the range lows on Bitcoin, it's a wonderful sight to witness, and it's possible that the price might fall a bit lower for a quick deviation below, as he predicted last night. However, the spring is loaded after spending a month in this consolidation range. Then, just this afternoon, he sent out this tweet in which he said that low timeframe absorption is now leading to upward expansion. What a huge unlocking surprise it will be if we can get up to $31,000 presently. The likelihood that this was a halted decline, should we succeed, would rise dramatically. And this could be the lowest point for us. So, obviously, nothing here is a given. However, these would be very standard ideas in this context. At least, if you've been keeping up with the trustworthy Crypto's point of view. Nothing ever rises in a straight line, but he predicts that Bitcoin will reach a new all-time high this year. This is a daring move, to be sure, but he is also the only credible expert making such a claim. The blockchain advocate was virtually the only one predicting that Bitcoin will have peaked by 2021. By the way, he was correct in his assessment. He seems to be in the minority on this point, but he is correct. This means that it is possible for minority views to be correct. So, I guess we'll wait and see. What's going on, then? Let's check out the Daily Huddle article that just popped up on the screen, which states that a bullish rise in Bitcoin is imminent and that the cryptocurrency has nearly finished consolidating. That's why, as I keep repeating, I brought up that XRP chart. After running up and down and sideways for what seemed like an eternity, XRP's price suddenly dropped by 53% and then, with the snap of a finger, it was off. This has happened numerous times with XRP. In other words, the longer something consolidates, the more it will be lost when it finally disappears. A longer duration of sideways trading corresponds to a longer base or higher spatial location. When it breaks, the water rushes out as quickly as if you had kinked your own toes. It's exactly that simple. Analyst Willy Woo, who is extensively followed on-chain, says Bitcoin is about ready to explode upwards. According to Who, the fundamental strength indicator, FSI, for Bitcoin is indicating that the crypto king is nearing the end of its reaccumulation phase. Who has 1 million followers on Twitter. I'm simply going to leave a quick message. Once more, this is of great interest to me, since we have no doubt been discussing it between ourselves in the XRP community in the recent days. The Black Blockchain supporter has been discussing this, as I mentioned. It's as if there were suddenly one huge event that hadn't been happening before. For XRP, all lights are green. There have been recent increases in the Dow Jones and the S&P 500. What about Bitcoin though? Nothing here will continue to exist in its current state indefinitely. It's the fact that we've never seen an XRP run without Bitcoin doing something extremely solid that made me take notice of this. In any case, the ceasefire holds. Wu developed the Fundamental Strength Index, FSI, to measure the correlation between the performance of 17 different types of indicators. You can see the FSI chart and a remark from Wu, both of which suggest that the recent Bitcoin consolidation is drawing to a close. And he claims that futures demand is what's driving prices right now. In spite of flat or declining prices, this demand continues to rise. The dynamics of volatility are positive, suggesting the possibility of a greater move. That's a part of it, then. We're already so far along that there are many parts. Now we know what to do with XRP. When everything else fails, it can move without restraint because it is untethered. In the year 2021, we simply did not have as much of that. It climbed, but it was restricted by its chains and could go only so high. That being said, the next logical step for Bitcoin is up. Are stocks a viable option? Again, whether you like it or not, the fact is that I really don't give a damn right now. True, cryptocurrency markets tend to mirror the performance of stocks. In today's edition of the Daily Huddle Fun, Strat's Tom Lee issues a stock market alarm, stating that the equity markets are currently overbought and extremely susceptible to negative news events. Oh, that could be a poor idea. What gives with the stock market drop then? Alright, maybe, but even if. He has a very optimistic outlook on the stock market. So, have a look at this. Tom Lee, a veteran of the hedge fund industry, warns that the market is trading over its fair value and may see a sudden correction in a recent CNBC interview, while the managing partner of Strat Global Advisors gives a pessimistic signal after the market rallied about 20% in 4 months. While he admits the probability of a market correction, he does not think the longer-term upswing has ended and is fake just because of the current slump. Markets don't always move up, therefore that's where we excel. Therefore, even if we get something like that, and that does happen with some regularity, even if we have these pullbacks, which scare the emotional investors out there, his implication is clear: the upward trend continues. And again, I tend to think this simply generally. I think the bottom was in November of last year, at least for crypto. Let's just speak crypto, unless we get a wild card of it. That is my position. Therefore, if you're discussing stocks, you're acting similarly to the crypto market. Have we really seen the worst of that yet? Anyway, here's a comment from the markets, which were 13% over the 200-day moving average and so, clearly overbought. That has traditionally been indicative of a healthy market. However, given the market's susceptibility to negative developments, I can understand why some people could see warning indications of a correction. On the other hand, I worry that whatever weakness we have is likely to prove to be superficial, since too many people are so quick to label this as the TARP. And that stood out to me when I first read it, since it is the time-honored principle that the consensus view of an event's outcome is often incorrect. And, the conventional thinking of the day is just, nearly always wrong when it comes to market activity. Constant reiteration suggests the market will consolidate during a downturn, with money being redistributed to firms that haven't seen significant price movement so far this year. To paraphrase, I think profit-taking is healthy because that's going to be part of the investor mindset. Investors who have been involved with tech and FANG, where FANG refers to the tech and internet giants Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google, all of whom have delivered spectacular results this year. Taking profits doesn't mean they have to leave the markets, though. That makes me think of how the price of a Bitcoin immediately after it is sold. While it's true that some investors cash out at record highs, many more do so between the time the market begins its ascent and the moment it reaches its peak. Bitcoin's market share may fall as a result of this, but the money doesn't disappear entirely. Instead, it's redirected into other cryptocurrencies, usually those with larger market caps. The same idea, you're only referring to the circulation of capital in other marketplaces. Next week, he says to me, quote, "If the Fed shocks us in a way because it's more of a dovish pause, I think investors are going to hunt for methods to discover stocks that increase on easing financial conditions, and they may not come back to the phone. They may remain focused on technology, but they could also branch out into the industrial and financial sectors. Indeed, making a profit. But that doesn't necessarily spell disaster for the market." There you have it, to quote. Therefore, he believes that the money is not being cashed out of the market but rather is being reinvested in other parts of the market. If he's right, then the wide support for stocks would undoubtedly continue, and the market would eventually rise. After all, nothing stays within a certain range indefinitely. Therefore, if you have that plus Bitcoin, which according to Willy Woo is likely to move to the upside, then you have certainty for XRP. It's absurd to think that XRP will remain at its current level indefinitely. What do you think will happen to XRP now that everything has concluded? Will it drop significantly or will it surge? In spite of being attacked over the past 2.5 years, and with many people leaving XRP marketplaces after the SEC crackdown, the XRP price has remained relatively stable. The life goes on. The price dropped to 16 cents. That was probably in late 2020. If my math is correct, the lowest price was 1,617 cents. Since then, it has consistently been higher. It's also been somewhat unstable. Sure. Before the fantastic news from Judge Torres in the SEC versus Ripple case surfaced, the price of Ripple was doing good at around 50 cents, having risen as high as $2. With the newfound support, though, it is expected to drop even more. And if it does, it won't leave till the end of time. Is there any sense to that? Please tell me. I reiterate that I make no pretense of being a financial expert. I'm simply letting you in on what my baby moon Lumbo brain is processing at the moment. That's insane, right? For me personally, right, I acknowledge that yeah, there will be local lows, but I don't see any kind of permanent decline. There will also be periods when your investment returns less than your initial outlay. I lost a lot of money trading XRP over the first several years. And now I'm at the top. And then we'll see how long that lasts. You won't be in this comfortable zone forever, though. And I don't think the world is going to end or anything like that here. I'm not the end of the world or anything. Despite the train catastrophe that is the US dollar and the mountain of debt and everything else, I just don't think you're going to see it. No, I don't think the end of the world as we know it is imminent here. If that's not going to happen, then there will be money, and it will be spent. The market grows throughout time, even during severe downturns and economic downturns. What I'm getting at is this. So basically all I have to do is nothing other than endure the bad moments. It's not hard for many people because they get emotional, but if you're me, it's not truly aren't you simply literally like if you've done it hundreds of times. And you do nothing because that's what you really want to do. And so long as there is income, there is income, there is at least one income stream coming in, you have a job or something. As long as you have it, you don't have to worry about the short-term fluctuations of your investments, whether in cryptocurrency or the stock market. This is a rising trend. Folks. I know that this isn't the end, and that the best is yet to come. It's important to note that I am not a professional financial advisor. Nothing I say should influence a purchase you make for yourself, right? Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.